Liverpool played over 50 matches this season, but only 10 make this list. The 5 that made us believe anything was possible, and the 5 that made us wondering, what had we just watched? The 5 best. August 2025. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. Arsenal had recruited heavily over the summer, and we wanted to see how well matched we were, as we were the reigning champions and they'd come second. But it took one goal, a thunderous free kick strike by Dominik Szoboszlai, to separate both sides. His free kick from about 30 metres out kissed the inside of the left-hand post, leaving David Raya with nothing but fresh air to grasp at. A marvellous performance and a marvellous victory. And we thought from there we're going to have a marvellous season. My next match, again early in the season, always guaranteed goals. Newcastle United 2, Liverpool 3. Everybody was expecting goals and that's what they got. And when we were deep into 90 plus odd minutes, people were going more or less decided that this was going to be a draw. But Wonder Kid substitute Rio Ngumoha had other ideas. He scored in the 100th minute, curled the shot round Nick Pope to secure 3 vital points. My next game goes back to November 2025, Champions League. Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 0. This game is significant because Real Madrid had a host of top class players. Vinicius Jr., Bellingham, Mbappe, and of course former Liverpool great Trent Alexander-Arnold. Left Liverpool in the summer and had only just joined the Spanish club. So we want to see how he was going to go. And again, Liverpool dominated. If it wasn't for Courtois in the Real Madrid goal, Liverpool would have won 3 or 4-0. But he made some outstanding saves. But he was finally beaten in the second half when Alexis Mac Allister's header was outside of his grasp, and 3 vital points in the Champions League qualifying group. Then I go to April 2026. First derby at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Finished Everton 1, Liverpool 2. And we were in dire straits then. Our performances were terrible. Everton were going well and really felt that they could win this game. But we had other ideas. Yes, it was a tense match. Everton had a goal disallowed with an offside build-up, and 2 minutes later Mo Salah was able to beat Jordan Pickford to the wall to make it 1-0 and silence the very, very noisy Everton supporters. But they go back into the game midway through the second half, and again it took the 100th minute out of 11 that was added on. Dominik Szoboszlai's corner, headed home by who else? Virgil van Dijk. Out-jumped Tarkowski and headed home past Jordan Pickford for a marvellous 3 points. Showed guts and determination this game, and we came out worthy winners. And my last match in the best of 5 was a very, very good 2-0 win at home against Aston Villa in the Premier League. It was significant because Mo Salah scored his 250th goal, and it couldn't have been any easier than it was. Aston Villa's Martinez passed the ball out to one of his defenders, and the defender wasn't ready. Mo Salah was able to intercept the ball and roll it into an empty net. One of the most easiest goals he ever scored, but that was his 250th in a red shirt for Liverpool. Another milestone that he could chalk off. The 5 worst. Well, we'll start in October 2025. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 2. United scored after 63 seconds, and we were on the slippery slope after that. We toiled away, but we couldn't really manage to get on top of the game. Yes, we equalised eventually. We'd hit the woodwork a couple of times. But all in all, United always had the upper hand. And when Harry Maguire headed the ball home 6 minutes from time, it meant that United had won at Anfield in almost a decade. Another record that they want to get rid of. And so they were the crowing northwest of England after that match. In November 2025, the 22nd, we were at home to Nottingham Forest. Forest at that stage had changed their managers and were fighting relegation. So Sean Dyche was in charge then, came with a very, very good plan to thwart Liverpool and did a marvellous job. And they won 3-0. We were humiliated. We had nothing up front, not hitting the target, and they scored goals at the right time, walked away after an emphatic victory and 3 points. 4 days later, we turned up at Anfield again, but this was a Champions League match at home to PSV Eindhoven. And again, we were humiliated, thrashed 4-1 at home. It's one of the worst performances I've seen Liverpool play in a European match over many, many years. We weren't at the races. We were overrun. We had nothing up front, midfield couldn't cope, and our defence just fell to bits. Some awful defending, and we duly got punished. And then we go to March 2026, where we went to visit Wolverhampton Wanderers. Bottom club, hadn't won very many games, especially at home. Relegation threatened, and we lost 2-1. To some people, that wasn't a surprise, but it was the manner in which we lost. We knew Wolves defended deep and hit you on the break, and that's how they scored their first goal. And the second one was a long ball out of their defence. We couldn't cope with it. And yes, there was a huge deflection off Joe Gomez that wrong-footed Alisson Becker, but there was no excuses. It was a very poor performance, and we lost against a very poor side. It was tragic. It was disastrous, and that was summing up what we're experiencing since the demise of Liverpool after a great start in August, September time. And then in May, we went to visit Aston Villa. And a win for either side would have consolidated fourth spot and Champions League football next season. We went into the game with both our strikers injured, nothing up front. They had quality all over the park, especially up front, and they showed it. Even when we got it back to 1-1, we seemed to be defending the 1-1 draw as though we could get out of this game with a point. But Villa had other ideas, and they took us to task. They were far better than what we were, and they thrashed us 4-2. And it set themselves up for Champions League football next season, consolidated fourth spot, just a few days out from the Europa League final, which they won 3-0. So it set them up very, very, very nicely. For us, another absolute thrashing. Humiliation, disastrous, terrible. It was summing up how our season was finishing, and we couldn't finish it any sooner than that. That's my 10. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Whether I should have added other things, or what your 5 best and 5 worst was. And if you enjoyed my video, please hit the like button and please subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.